Hi, this is Janice and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I am going to show you how to make a Valentine's Day heart by using yarn and some wire. In the month of December I made a Christmas wreath, and if you haven't watched that video I recommend you to watch it because it's kind of related to the one I will be making today. The only difference is this is going to be for Valentine's Day. So I'm really excited to show you how I made this, and I'm pretty sure you will like it too. To make this really cute heart, there are a couple of materials that you will need in order to make this. Now before I get started, there's two ways that you can decorate this. First of all, you can actually leave it like this, plain, or you can also add a picture to your heart here. But the only thing is that you would have to put the picture in the back. Like for example, I got this picture here, and I would place it in the back. And then I would put some glue. Now the best way to glue this is by using the glue gun. So if you have a glue gun, you can do that as well. Or you can just leave it plain like this. You can hang it anywhere you like around the house. But before I get started, I would like to tell everyone that there's a couple of materials that you need. First of all, you need a ruler. Now also you need a garden training wire. Now you can get this at any hardware store, Home Depot or Lowe's, and this is a really thin wire, and I am going to show you how I cut this and how I turn it into a heart. The other thing that you will also need is some thread. Depending on what color you are going to use for the yarn, it's best if you match with the same color. But today I will be also using the red thread and the white thread because I am using the red yarn, some white yarn. You can use any type of yarn of your choice. The yarn that I'm using today is by Red Heart. You will also need a measuring tape. In order to make this heart, you have to measure it 48 inches. You will also need a pair of scissors. You will also need a sewing needle. And you will also need some little decorations if you like to put on your heart. When you're done, you will also need a glue gun. And the reason why you need a glue gun is because if you decide to glue the picture in back of the heart like this, and then the glue gun will actually hold it in its place and it won't come off. And the other thing is you need a crochet needle. Now for the crochet needle, you can use any size. So that's all up to you. So I will show you how I started this project. So let's get started. Okay, I already cut this wire already. It's 48 inches long. Once you have the wire cut, you are going to form a circle, and you can do this by just making it smaller by pulling the wire until you get the size that you want. And we have to get to 3 inches wide. So once you have the size that you want, you will keep on turning and putting pressure, and once you have the size that you want, you can just start turning the wire a little bit at a time. And then with your ruler, I would measure it, and it's actually a little bit more than 3 inches. So then I would just continue making it smaller. And then once you do that, you just press it against it. Make all the wires here all together. So once you have the circle that you want, these little ends here, you are just going to tuck them in like this, and then get the other side too, go underneath, and just go all the way around. Go under, over, under, and over. Make sure these really sharp ends here, that you tuck them in, because these are really sharp. So now that you have it all in one piece, the next thing would be to form the bottom piece here. So basically you're going to make this kind of pointy. So that would be the shape of the bottom part of the heart. Okay, so once you have that, then the next thing is the top part. Here you're going to go inward, and then with your fingers you're going to form the heart. Make sure all the pieces are together. And you can just form it with your finger. It's adjustable, so you can do it at however you want it. And once you have it all complete, and then you can start crocheting. Now for this project, there are a couple of stitches that you will be making. The first one is going to be the single crochet. So basically once you have the shape already formed, the first thing you're going to do all the way around is you're going to be making a single crochet. And then when you're done with the single crochet, and then the second row, you will be making single crochets as well, but in the V stitch. Now if you haven't learned how to make the V stitch, don't worry, I will show you how to make it. It's a really simple stitch to make. And for the V stitch, it's going to be this part here, the white part. And it's kind of like wavy ruffles all the way around the heart, and it just gives it a really nice look. So that is going to be a really simple project to make, and if you are a beginner in crocheting, that's okay. This is a really simple stitch to make, so don't worry about it. But I'm really excited to show you how I made this really cute heart. Now this heart, you can make it in any size you like. I know I emphasize that it has to be 48 inches long, but once you make the circle, you can adjust it to the size of a heart that you like. Okay, so let's get this started. Okay, so here's the shape of the heart, and I am going to start stitching the wire here, and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, so first you need a crochet needle. You can use any size of crochet needle that you like, but today I'm using a size 6, which is a 4 1/4 millimeter crochet needle. So once you have your yarn, you will make a slip knot first. Once you have the slip knot, then you will connected to the crochet needle. Now the other option that you can do, so it doesn't make it so difficult, I think it's best if you put the yarn here right underneath the wire, then you will make a knot. That's another way you can do it as well. And then you insert your needle, and then you can secure it by making another knot as well. So once you have the knot there, then with your scissors you just cut a little piece off, and then you will start making your single crochets. So once you have that on there, you make one chain. Then you go underneath the wire and you pull with the yarn, and then you will make single crochets. So yarn, go underneath the wire, pull it with the yarn, and then pull through all the loops. Go under, pull, and then pull through all the loops. So this is how it's supposed to look from the beginning. You are going to go all the way around the heart until you get to this point here. And then once you have that done, and then you are going to make the V-stitch. So I am going to show you how to make these single crochets, just a couple of more stitches so you kind of have an idea how it is. So you go under the wire, then you get the yarn, you pull it under the wire, yarn over, and go through all the loops. Go under the wire, get that yarn, pull it through, yarn over, and then pull it through all the loops. So just continue doing that all the way around. And this is how it looks. So you can see that it's already starting to form the heart. So now you just continue doing that. And pull through all the loops. Go under the wire, pull through the yarn, yarn over, and then you pull through all the loops. Okay, I will be back and I will show you how the heart turned out. Okay, I'm coming here to the end. Let me show you how the heart is turning out. And there it is. The heart is beginning to form. And I will show you how I finished off here, and then I will go to step number 2. So let me show you how I'm going to end this. So I'm going to continue going underneath the wire and making the single crochets. And make sure that when you're doing the stitches on the wire, make sure that you don't put pressure on the wire as you're making the stitches, because a lot of times the wire is really fragile and it starts to twist or change the form of the heart. So make sure that you don't put pressure on it as you're making the stitches. Okay, so here I'm coming to the end. And now I will slip stitch in one of these stitches here just to end it. And then once you have the first step done, Then you're going to cut a little piece of the yarn off, and then with your fingers you're going to place the heart on the table, and you're going to move the stitches a little bit upward because sometimes they start to turn, and just make it flat like this, and then you can just adjust it like that. So this is how the heart should look. Now this part here, we're going to make a knot, so we finish that off. So what I do here is I just make a knot, and then I cut off here with my scissor a little piece of the yarn. And if you have little strings, you know, loose like this at the end, when you're all done with your project, you can just stitch it up with some thread, but I will show you that at the end if we need to, or sometimes you can just tuck it into the heart pattern here at the end. Okay, so now I am going to show you how to do the next row. And so now I will insert my needle here in one of these chains. It can be in any chain. And then I will attach the white yarn to it. And then I will make a knot. And it's best if you make 2 knots, that way they stay in place. And if you have this little piece of yarn, just cut a little piece off. And then after you have that attached, then you just pull it right through. You make 1 chain. Now for this stitch that I am going to show you is going to be called the V stitch. So now we're going to work on the outer part, this white part here. I'm going to show you how I made that. Okay, so once you made the chain, you're going to make single crochets. You're going back into that same chain, pull through that loop, yarn over and pull through the remaining loops. Now that you have that done, you will chain 2, 1 and 2. Then you are not going into this loop, you're going into the next one. So you're going to skip the 1 chain. Then you're going to make a single crochet, chain 2. Then you skip 1 chain, you go into the next chain, make a single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 chain, go into the next chain, make a single crochet, chain 2, skip the next chain, go into the following chain, insert your crochet needle and make a single crochet, chain 2. So basically this stitch is going to be a single crochet, chain 2, skip a chain, go to the following chain, then make a single crochet, chain 2, skip a chain, do a single crochet, and then you will make 2 chains and then single crochet. And as you can see, it's beginning to form that little ruffle here, if that's what you want to call it. But that's how this is going to turn out, like this, once it's all complete. So I'm going off camera. I am going to continue going all the way around the heart, and then I will show you how I finish that off at the end. Okay, so now I have completed this side here, this side. So now I will be going to this point here, and I'm going to show you how I fasten it off, and then I will continue from there. So I'm going to insert my needle here, And then since I already made the 2 chains, and then I am going to insert my crochet needle and make a single crochet. And then I would chain 2, then I will insert my crochet needle, make a single crochet, and then I will slip stitch into one of these chains up here on the top, and I would just pull right through just to complete it. So once I have that done, I just cut a little piece off of my yarn, and then I will make a knot, and then I would just pull right through. So now the heart is all complete, and you can just adjust it with your fingers. If you want to make it a little more pointy up here, you can do that. You can adjust it to the way you like it. So this is the heart that I made before. My little sample here. There's 2 different sizes. You can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. So now we don't want to have this little string hanging out. So I got a thread here, and I'm going to stitch it up so that way it doesn't show. So when you do that, make sure you always want to tuck it backwards, going back inward like this. And then you just, with your needle, you just hold those threads together, and then you just make the stitches. You don't need a lot, you just need a couple just to hold it in place. Okay, so there, and then with my scissors I'll just cut a little piece of the thread here, and there it is. So here is the heart, and like I said before, there's different ways that you can do this. You can have it just plain like this as the heart, or you can also add a picture on your heart. The best way to do this, because I know some pictures are a lot bigger than others, what I did was I placed the picture on the bottom here of the heart, and then I just cut the remaining pieces on each end. And once you have that cut, then you can place your picture on there. And the best way to hold the picture in place is by using the hot glue. You can just put a little dab of the glue here and a glue here and here at the bottom, and then you just press it with this for a couple of seconds until the glue dries, and then it's all complete. So you have different options. You can also hang it up on the front of your door or anywhere in the house for a little decoration. And if you want to be a little more creative, you can also add a little bow here on top, which I am going to show you how I did that. I am back, and now I am going to show you how I put this picture onto this heart. So I am going to get some hot glue, and I am going to put some glue here, glue on this side too, and then some on this side as well. And once I have the glue on there, and then I will place the picture onto the heart, and then just let it sit here for a couple of seconds till it dries. And then you just flip over the picture, and that's how it's supposed to look. And then if you want to add a little detail to the heart, then you can put a little ribbon up here. So with just a little bit of this glue, I'll place it onto my little ribbon here, and then I'll place it right on the white part. like this. So that's one idea that I was telling you about that you can make. Or the other option, if you do not want to put a picture on here, you can just put a little ribbon here as well. Just a little bit of glue. And then just place it onto the white part here. So there it is. That's a small heart that I showed you how to make, and then here is the other option that you can do as well. They're both cute, and I'm really excited that I showed you this today. I hope you'll take the time to make one yourself, and then you can give it to your friends or anybody for Valentine's Day. So thank you so much for taking the time and watching my video today. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so if you want to learn more about my channel. And please give it a like, a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Take care.